What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Black Shirt Bourbon Society. Today, we're going to take you guys to the Filibuster Distillery in Maurertown, Virginia. Okay, Filibuster Distillery, Maurertown, Virginia. They used to be in DC, didn't like the water out there, so they moved out to the Shenandoah Valley. As like I said in another episode, the limestone helps to filter the water. It's great. So they moved out in 2013. Yep. Now it's all done on site, from distilling to the rick house to bottling. And it's actually a super impressive facility. The still was like 2 stories tall. It was insane. It was massively huge. It was running the day we were there. Seth and Sherry, our bartenders, tasting guides, tour guides, yep. Everything, really did a great job walking us through the process, walking us through all of their different products. And after we did the tasting, Sherry made us some cocktails, and top notch.
They were outstanding.
Top notch.
I think the other cool thing as we were going through there is they were actually distilling.
Yes.
So It was really cool to be able to get to walk through their facility with Seth throughout the entire process and kind of see the distilling really going on.
Yeah, and the other thing that was really cool is when they take their mash, it's after it's ran, they truck it or they pump it into a truck. And then the truck goes and takes it to go make animal feed. So it kind of keeps it local, goes back to the community, which I think is just pretty neat to just throwing that away.
Yeah, and everything on site, everything they use is pretty much really local, other than I believe it was their barrels.
And the bottles.
And the bottles, yep,
yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, that's super cool.
So we're going to go ahead and try their bottled in Bond Bourbon whiskey. It's going to be aged 5 years, a little bit higher on the proof, so 100 proof. Take a look at it here. It's a darker amber on the color, a little bit darker than what we've seen in the past a little bit.
Yeah.
On the nose, definitely sweet, floral flavors.
I get a honey right away.
And I get a little bit of orange as well.
Yeah, there's definitely a citrus. Hang on. You sure it's orange? You sure it's not bergamot?
Yeah, I think it's orange.
Okay. Just check it.
So for me, it's there's a warmth to it with the 100 proof. I get a little bit of the rye notes. I get a nice smoothness on the finish, caramel. Get that honey that you were talking about on the nose. Mm-hmm. It's nice oaky flavor as well.
There might be even a little bit of a coffee. Not. It's very subtle. And you taste that orange.
Mm. I do definitely get the orange,
but it has the spice notes of the rye, which is delicious.
You of course would say that. It's nice and warm. It's a very smooth finish.
It's sweet on the tongue, and just the warmth slides down your throat.
This was an outstanding bourbon and really cool, bottled in Bond right there just south of us.
Yeah, exactly. It was great. Okay, so while we were at Filibuster, we picked up a couple bottles. Plus, Chad already had a bottle from an allocation drop, which we'll talk about in our next clip. So, Chad, tell us what we got next.
So we're going to actually try their Triple Cask that's finished in a port barrel. It's going to be aged 5 to 6 years. It's a little bit on the higher proof, so it's 113 proof. So as we look at it, honestly, I think it's just a hair darker than that bottled in Bond, but not by much at all. Yeah. Which we definitely get on the nose, that port.
Oh yeah, you can definitely smell that.
Get the oak as well. But I really have that pronounced port, which is kind of expected, of course.
Yeah, if you put anything in a barrel, it's going to taste like it. It's sweeter.
It is. It's sweeter. I get their bourbon flavor on the front end, and on the back end, I get all of that port flavor.
Yes, I agree with you.
And it lingers there for quite a while.
Yeah, and you can tell by the legs of this that it is a higher proof. It just wants to hang out, but it's not such a high proof that makes me want to. It doesn't burn going down. It's actually very, very smooth.
It is a little bit of spiciness as well to it, but it's a really good. I like the idea of finishing it in the port barrel.
Yeah.
I had a chance a couple weeks ago to go to Lisbon and try some port, and this is just kind of brings me back there as I try this out.
Yeah, he doesn't take me to Portugal. He buys the last ticket for Fists and Fiddles. This is some bullshit. That's all I have to say. But let's finish this anyway.
Absolutely.
That's so good.
We'll at least enjoy it together.
Exactly. Okay, once again, back at Filibuster. This is the bottle that kind of started it all. Chad picked this up from an allocation from Virginia ABC. I'm going to let him tell you about his experience with that, and we'll talk about some things that they've changed a little bit that we're really not sure if we're happy with or not.
Yes.
But
So I would say, when I got into starting to collect bourbon, we'd get these emails from the Virginia ABC store with these drops. So we'd all go down, typically on a Saturday morning, and be able to get in line and have a good conversation with folks about what they were looking for, maybe learning a little bit about their background, talking a little bit about bourbon, whiskeys. And during those times, got to know folks, but also got to collect some pretty good allocations. Even if you were 20 or 30 in line, you still got a pretty decent bottle from allocations. Picked up this bottle from Filibuster, picked up some E.H. Taylor, Blanton's, Eagle Rare, as well as a few others, Booker's. But recently they've changed it to, they really don't send out any emails at all. So you just pretty much have to stop by the ABC store and just see what they actually have. So I think that's taken away a lot of the camaraderie as well as the opportunities for a lot of folks to be able to just stop by and be able to get the different allocations. So from my perspective, not a big fan, but glad that when I started this, I was able to get several allocated bottles through this process.
yeah. Now, I did get to go the other day, and I was browsing around, and they had tons of Buffalo Trace, which blows my mind. They had some Bookers. They had a Kentucky Owl that was out that we had bought as an allocated product, but now it's just sitting on the shelf. So I think it's kind of I'll play devil's advocate. It's kind of a good thing because if I can't get there on a Saturday, now on a Tuesday, you might be able to pick up a bottle because people aren't there waiting in line. But like you said, it was great to just hang out with people, learn a little bit about what's going on, pick people's brains who maybe have been doing this way longer than we have. And it was kind of fun, but now we can't. So upper management of ABC Virginia, if you guys just so happen to watch it, can we go back to the old way, maybe? Please?
Yeah, I think that'd be great. So let's get on to this bottle. So pick this up on one of the allocations. This is the Filibuster Triple Cask Finish. It's finished in a cider barrel. So it's aged 5 to 6 years. This is going to be 115 proof. So just a little bit higher than what we saw in the port finish, but same color and on the nose.
It almost has a slight cider vinegar smell.
A little bit, I would say, but it doesn't. There's still a sweetness to it.
Yes.
But you're right. It does kind of have that kind of nose to it.
Yeah.
As we try it, I get a little bit of that. It goes almost from a sour to a sweet, and then lots of apple on the finish as well.
Yes. Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, the Winchester, Virginia into Martinsburg, West Virginia is known for apple production. Winchester is known as the apple capital of the world. So the cider barrels really play into our local history and local agriculture. So it's kind of cool to have that.
Absolutely. But again, an excellent product from Filibuster. Glad I was able to pick this one up.
Yeah, me too. A little hot, but not terrible. But at 115 proof,
115.
it's expected.
Yeah.
But not. It's really good. Good sweet flavor.
Absolutely.
Mm.